Yo, what's up guys? It's David here from Block Whisperers, and today we're going to look at the calendar module in VanillaFirmaCraft. So this is something we've made to go with our VanillaFirmaCraft series. So this is all about Minecraft being ultra realistic. So we've added loads of stuff to Minecraft to make it really realistic, and the calendar is the second showcase in the series. And what we'll do is when the series is finished, we'll send out links where you can download all of this stuff and use it yourselves. In the meantime, I'm just going to show you how it works. So you can see on the right hand side we've got the calendar there. So it's the year 1004. It's day 125 of the year. It is the 5th day of the month. It's the first day of the week, and it's the 5th month, so it's May. And I guess the idea behind this is so that what we can do is we can have a summer, a winter, spring, a fall. We can have all the different seasons. We can have the different months. And then what we can do is start to apply different temperatures to players based on what time of the year it is. Even send them a message on Christmas Day maybe. All that kind of good stuff. So I'm just going to set the time today, so that you can see what happens in the daytime. And we get a message at the bottom there. So it's Tuesday, it's day 6 of May, and it's in the year 1004. So you'll notice that it said Tuesday for the second day of the week and not 2. So to do that took a bit of extra fiddling around, which I'll be able to show you. But the first thing, what we need to do is know whether it's day and night. And you've got to love this seed, by the way. I might even put details of this seed in the description, because this jungle beach thing is just absolutely awesome. Okay, so I'm going to go all the way up here, because I'm going to show you how. Here we are at our little day and night sensor type, tag the player type thing. So this is in 1.9 snapshots, so we're using the player tag system. So we just got a daylight sensor there. Apologies for the lag, I'm really high up now above spawn. So when it's daytime, it's going to set these coordinates to a redstone block, and I will show you where that is in a moment. But obviously in your world, depending on where it was, you'd set it in that place. And also it's going to set another block to air. So the idea here is that when it's daytime, it sets the daytime commands, it activates them, and it also deactivates the night commands. So it's got to reset that one to air because it's no longer night time, and it's going to set the daytime one to a redstone block. And this little redstone torch is just an inverter. It's like a NOT gate, so when it's night time, if I just close this off now, that will become live and it will activate those other 2 blocks. So when it's night time, the nighttime area needs to be set to a redstone block, and the daytime area needs to be set to air to get rid of the redstone block. Okay, that's the bit that's outside of my command block area. So I'm going to go back down to the spawn area now and to my little command block area and show you what I'm doing down there. So welcome to the command block area, and as you can see I'm definitely using snapshots. You can tell by the blocks. I've already mentioned that, don't know why I mentioned it again. That's kind of how I roll. So remember all the setting to redstone block and air and vice versa. Well, this redstone block is which one it sets for the daytime, and it will set a block here for nighttime. And when it's nighttime, it will reset this to air, and when it's daytime, it will reset this night one to air. So in the nighttime, I'm running some quite simple commands. So I'm doing scoreboard players tag all players with no night tag. I'm going to add the night tag. So that what that means is I can treat, if I want to do something to players just in the night time, I can just do it to players with a night tag. And also at the same time, what I've got to do is if it is night time, I've got to remove their day tag. So scoreboard players tag, all players with a tag of day, remove day. And I've got exactly the opposite on the other side for the first two blocks. So all players without a day tag, I'm adding the day tag, strangely enough. And then I'm going to remove the night tag when it's daytime. So that means in the daytime I'm going to have a tag of day, and in the night time I'm going to have a tag of night. And also in the daytime it causes the calendar module to reset and add one to the days. And I'll show you what it does. This is going to take a while because, as you can see, this calendar mod is huge. There's a lot of blocks here. First thing we need to do is add an armor stand. So that's just a simple summon armor stand, one block above with a custom name of do not destroy. You don't need the custom name, I just put that there so people didn't smash it to pieces. It's got a tag of calendar. Okay, it's a marker block, which means it's got a very small hitbox. It's invulnerable and it's persistent. It means it doesn't despawn. So I've spawned that in. That's going to act as my fake player, I guess, to apply scores and things to. So the next step is to look at the scoreboard objectives. So you would need to add these objectives. So scoreboard objectives list, I will show you them. So I've got quite a few here, but the only one that the ones we're really interested in is calendar, which is a dummy objective, month, which is a dummy objective, and year, dummy objective. Day of week is another dummy objective, day of month, and day of year. So those are all the variables we need to build the calendar. So let's make a start and have a look through this and see how it works. Okay, so whenever it's day, it runs all these commands once. That's it. It doesn't repeat, it just runs it once, and then the next day runs it all again. So the first thing that we need to do is add one to the day of year. Okay, so that armor stand up there with the tag of calendar, we're going to add one to the day of year. Very simple command. So every time it's daytime, we're going to add one or increment to the day of year score for that armor stand there. Hello. Next thing we need to do is add one to the day of week. The scoreboard players add the same armor stand with a tag of calendar. You want to add to its day of week score 1. Okay, so the next thing we need to do is reset the day of week back to 1 if it's on day 8, because there's not 8 days in a week. So when the day of the week gets to 8, it will be 1. So scoreboard players set, same armor stand, but so got a day of the week score of minimum of 8, tag of calendar, and set it to day of week 1. So when it's day of week 8, which doesn't exist, it will become 1, which is a Monday, obviously. Next one, I've done that already. I don't know why I'm missing them. Next thing we need to do is add one to the day of the month. So again, scoreboard players add entity with a tag of calendar. We're going to add to its day. We're going to add 1 to its day of month score. Okay, and obviously there's only so many days in the week, which we've then reset back to 1, so that's fine. And there's only so many days of the month, so then we need to start to reset the days of the month based on what day of the year it is, which took a bit of working out, but we got there in the end. So on day 32, we're going to set to month 2. So this is an execute. So we're going to execute to the armor stand with a tag of calendar and a score day of the year minimum of 32. And the command that's then going to execute is scoreboard players set. The armor is going to set itself to a month of 2. So when it gets to day 32, it's gonna set the day of month score. Sorry, set the month score to 2, and then once that happens, it's gonna then reset to day 1 of the month. So we're adding 1 to the month, and then we're resetting day of month back to 1, which is another execute command. So execute to entity with a tag calendar, score day of the year minimum of 32, and then we're going to execute the command scoreboard to the same armor stand. We're going to set the day of the month score to 1. So when it gets to day 32, it's going to become month 2, and it's going to become day of the month 1 again. Now that happens for every other month of the year. So we've got month 3 on day 60, month 4 on day 91, all the way to the end of the year, and then the arrow, I don't know if you can see the arrow, so it's going all the way along here, up here, then all the way along there. I don't know why, that's just how I decided to do it. So yeah, month 8, month 9, month 10, month 11, so month 12 on day 335. So here we go, we're at the end of the year, so all the months have gone through, days of the week is fine. And then at the end of the year, which is day 366, just one thing to note, this calendar doesn't add in leap year, 1 day for a leap year. I thought that would be too much work for not much benefit. So there's no leap years in this calendar, I'm afraid. So we're going to add 1 to the year on day 366. So the way we do that is we're going to execute to the armor stand with a day of year score minimum of 366 and maximum of 366, so exactly 366. And we're going to do scoreboard players add to the same armor stand. I'm going to add 1 to the year. So it gets to the end of the year, it adds 1 to the year. I'm going to reset the month back to 1 because it's now January, it's a new year. Same execute command, same criteria, armor stand, what am I saying? Armor stand, tag of calendar. That was sort of armor stand and tag mixed together. 366 day of year score, and we're going to do scoreboard players set to the armor stand month 1. So it's reset back to month 1. We're going to reset to day 1 of month, which is the same as every other month. Same execute command, score of 366 day of year, and then we set the armor stand back to day of month 1. And I think this is the last bit for the sort of days and months and things, and this is resetting to day 1 of the year again, because it's now back to day 1 of the year. So when it's 366, when the day of year is 366, you're going to set the armor stand day of year 1, and that is it. So we're on the next year, we're back to month 1, day 1, day of week 1, everything. So that is a whole year gone by, and all those scores are taken care of. So the next thing is, you'll notice on the right hand side of the screen is a display which tells us all the information. So what we need to do is the scores, the year score, day of year, day of month, month and day of the week, we need to transfer those scores from this armor stand into some fake players in the calendar score, so that we can display them all in the same display, because otherwise we can only display day of week, month, year, all one at a time, which is no good for us. What we need to do is display them all on one board. So what we do is we transfer these scores in this armor stand to a fake player in the calendar score called year, day of month, month and day of week, and then we can just display the calendar score which has all of those on it. So what happens is we use the operation function in the scoreboard command to make that happen. So the first one is making the day of year score equals the day of year fake player in the calendar score. So the way we do that is scoreboard players operation day of year. So this is what you want to send the score to. So we're going to make the calendar. We're going to make the day of year's calendar score, and day of year is a fake player name. We're going to make that equals the armor stand day of year score. And this is exactly the same operation commands, but we're going to make the day of week score equals the day of week fake player calendar score. So the way we do that is scoreboard players operation, day of week calendar. So day of week is the fake player and their calendar score. We're going to make that equals the armor stand's day of week score. And we do that for all the other ones. So we're going to make the month equals the month, day of month equals day of month, and make the year equals the year. So then what you have is, if you did then display the calendar score like I am on the right there, it will display all of this stuff that we've just worked out from that armor stand. So we can display it all in one place. Hooray! So we're nearly at the end. We're nearly at the end. So what we have to do now is a series of tell raw commands, because the next thing that it's going to do is it's going to tell us every day. It's going to make an announcement of what date it is and everything else. So if I go back to there in the chat window, you can see that when it becomes daytime, it will say today is Wednesday, day 7 of May, year 1004. So I could have made this say 7th of May, which would have probably been quite a bit better. But the problem with that is it would have required a lot more command blocks to make happen. And to be quite honest, I think this reduced the number of command blocks but still did what it needed to do. So day 7 of May, year 1004. But I did want it to say the day, so a lot of these extra command blocks are to make it say the day rather than just today is day of week 1, which would have been a bit lame, I think, but this works a lot better. But it requires more commands. So I've got a tell raw command for every day of the week. So Monday to Sunday, and then I've also got a tell raw command for the month. So all the way through to December. So let's have a look at those. So Monday's tell raw, it might be a bit difficult to read because the tell raw commands have got a lot of garbage in there at the same time. So I'm executing to the armor stand that's got a day of week score of 1, so we know it's a Monday, and then we're going to tell raw the first half of that sentence. So we're going to do today is Monday. Obviously all the colours and everything are in there. Day, and then you can do this. We're outputting the score, this day of the month score, and that's so we're outputting day of So that is actually, so what we're doing is we're outputting day of month, which is the fake player's score, their calendar score, which is day of month is number 7. So that part of it says it's Monday, day of month X, whatever that may be. And it's exactly the same for the other day blocks here. So Tuesday, for example, it's just come up. So Tuesday, so execute to an entity with a day of week, minimum of 2 and maximum of 2, so day of week 2, which is a Tuesday. So then that's going to run the tell raw command. Today is Tuesday, day, and then X, day of month, calendar score, which if you look at the chat window, so today is Thursday, day 8. So for all the way up to Sunday, that's how that works. And then what we do is, so that's the first line of the tell raw, so then we do a new line for the remaining part of that announcement. So for the remaining part, we're going to do the month. So I go to the start of this, again execute to an entity with a month score of 1, and then tell raw of, so it's continuing that sentence, January, and then it's going to tell us the year as well, so year, and then it's going to be the fake player year, their calendar score, and that's why it's saying year 1004. And there you go, so of May year 1004. And that is it for all the month blocks as well, so that goes all the way along here and up there. So now what we can do, based on whatever scores this armor stand's got, we can actually tag players. So let's say we know that you know, it's summertime, which we will know from what month it is. We can tag all the players with summer, for example. So if I look at the start of this, so I remove all the season tags to start. So any player with a winter tag, I remove it. Any player with a spring tag, I remove it, and I just do scoreboard players tag at all with a tag of spring, remove spring. So what I need to do before I apply another tag is just make sure that they haven't got any season tags before I start running those commands. So every time this activates, that resets. So remove the spring tag, remove the summer tag, remove the fall tag, and then I add the tags again depending on what the score is. So I'm going to add the winter tag to players if month 12. So execute to entity with a calendar score, a month minimum of 12, and then that's going to run a command scoreboard players tag at all players without a tag of winter, add winter. And I also want to add the winter tag to players with month 1 or 2. And it's done in exactly the same way. I'm going to add the spring tag to players if month 3 to 5 with exactly the same command but just the different score number for the month. Summer if 6 to 8 and fall if 9 to 11. And that is it. That's to the end. So what this does is it works out and increments all the days, months, years, everything else. It carries on forever. It then outputs the calendar score so that we can display it on the right hand side, and then what it does is every day it will tell you, it will make the announcement, and then lastly it will tag the players depending on what season it is as well, so that we can apply effects and things to players in different seasons. And that is it, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. I will be putting this up for download soon. What we're going to do is redo all the other VanillaFirmaCraft modules in Vanilla Minecraft, and once we've done all that, we will release it as a fully fledged sort of vanilla module pack, I guess, for you guys to play and have fun with. It's going to be ultra realistic Minecraft, and yeah, we'll have a lot of fun. So just so you know, the next module we're going to showcase is going to be the thirst module, which is these command blocks here. So I won't give you a sneak peek of that just yet. And then after that is going to be the temperature module, which is this one here, which is being worked on at the moment. We've already had the biome selector, so feel free to watch our other video if you've not seen the biome detector module, which is there, so we detect what biomes the player's in. And that's it. So feel free to comment, like, subscribe. Please like and subscribe the video. We love you guys. Your comments so far have been really encouraging and I really appreciate it. And let's see if we can get a good amount of likes. And please tell your friends about this, because once we release this as a module, we'll be definitely putting it on the server as well, so for people to have a mess around with. And yeah, we'll see you guys next time. Catch you later.